Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast, where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, news, culture, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got James.
What up, y'all?
And Norris.
What's up?
All right. So before we start, just to let y'all know, we are on various podcast platforms. So if you want to check us out, you can check us out there. Like I said, for example, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, any of those, we're definitely on there. Just so you know, if you listen to this on the podcast platforms, you are at a delay. So if you want to get the current episodes, come to OPN here on YouTube. Also, we also have a clips channel called Fit the Description. Make sure you come over and check that out. As a recording of this, we are on a hiatus, but we are going to come with new clips probably by August, September. So look out for that. And also shout out to our international fans. I saw that we've been growing over there internationally a little bit. So again, I want to shout out y'all and do us a favor. Make sure to come over to YouTube and comment. You know, we want to know what's going on out there. We want to know like what we should look into, you know, like of course we love our domestic USA fans, but we also love our international fans too. So we want to hear from y'all. We want to know what's going on around the world. So if you listen to this podcast and you're international, come be a part of the community, you know, come up, you know, we're trying to build this community and we need y'all help just like we need it from here, from the US. We need it from the international too. So other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. So we got a guy, I don't want to say he's new, but I did promise he'll be back on. It just took a minute. He was on for like a second. He had to go away, but he's finally back. Do you want to introduce yourself, man?
KWZ, Mr. Keys. What's up?
Wait a minute. Can you say that again? Because there was like a lot of stuff going on in the background.
I said KWZ, Mr. Keys.
All right, man. You want to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Entrepreneur, artist. Just overall good Black man. I'll just say that. I don't have much to say right now.
Basically, what it was to start off with Black Panther. And well, you know what? Let me actually start off with this. Did you see the trailer?
The new trailer?
Yeah.
No.
You haven't?
Fit the description where breaking news happens.
and no
Black Panther trailer.
Nobody but the host watches the new Black Panther trailer.
I heard about it, and all of the hoes, as you would say, were quite excited, but I haven't seen it yet. I was actually going to watch it today. I'm actually in the office working at the same time on the podcast, so I probably can kind of glance at it real quick.
Well, no, it's not important.
The trailer, bro.
Yeah, ain't important.
The trailer at all.
Yeah, it's not important. You don't need to watch the trailer. No, it had to do with basically, you know, how we celebrate.
Why ain't about that? Look,
go
man.
ahead.
Did you watch the first Black Panther?
Of course.
Did you love it? Was it everything you imagined it to be?
I liked it. I did.
That's it.
I did like it.
Was it just the greatest thing on earth?
I didn't want Killmonger to die so fast. I was kind of upset at that. I wanted that kind of feud to continue. I didn't want it to end in the first movie.
All right. He's got the shovel.
I didn't really want that to happen.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Now, do you feel that movie was a celebration of, what did you say, Black community?
Black culture.
Yeah, that.
Yes and no. I think a lot of people got it like mixed. They got it mixed up with the Black Panther Party. But I think it was a historical moment for Black people. having a completely all-star Black cast like that, that's big. I think that's a big staple in our history because it's kind of unheard of.
Interesting. Okay. Now, with all of that being said, did you walk around saying Wakanda forever?
Only when he died.
Oh my goodness. All right, man. Basically,
But I do have like a complete like shelf of Black Panther. Like I'm talking helmet, Connect Four, figure. Yeah, I got like a whole little area. So I am a fan.
why was it so meaningful to you?
I didn't look at it as the whole Black thing. I just for one, I like the actor. Um, I remember him before he got as big as he was when he was in Lincoln Heights, and he was just pretty much just like a feature. And his acting ability to me was phenomenal. Before I even knew who the guy was, I thought he was amazing because he kind of out acted everybody. And I felt like this guy is going to be somewhere crazy. And next thing you know, he's James Brown. He's Jackie Robinson. He's pretty much playing every historical Black person you can imagine. So that alone made me interested in the film. And then when he appeared in the Avengers, that got me excited. And it was nice to have an actual Black hero that wasn't like a Black Superman or a Black Spider-Man. It was like he's already Black. We don't need to change anything.
I got a conversation, but that would be at a later date. Keep going.
Right. So I enjoyed that part of it. But actually, as a movie as a whole, I actually did like the movie. It's hard for me to do, like I said, it's not a back-to-back movie. It's a movie where you'll watch it and then maybe next year you might watch it again. It wasn't a hitter where I just gotta watch it all the time, like some others that I'm more excited about. But I still think it was a good movie. That it was a big historical moment for the culture, for us as Black people, and just for us as comic book nerds. I thought that was a big deal because, I mean, technically, it is the most highest rating comic book movie simply because of sales.
Well, there you have it. See that, G? He just enjoyed it because it was a movie.
I mean, I did too, but he also made a point. What I was saying too was like it was a lot more meaning for it too. That was pretty good for the culture.
Really?
Very good.
It was? Okay. So again, a movie is good for the culture, but fixing the culture is not good for the culture.
Elaborate.
So again, like I said before, Black people are the most copied people in the world, but we're also the gimmicky. So the fact that people ran around for months yelling Wakanda forever, and it's not really a real place, I don't know, kind of looks like whatever. But you guys want to celebrate Wakanda, you guys want to enjoy it, and Black Panther, this and that. But again, everybody's willing to invest in that, but not invest in the culture, not invest in the society to try to fix what's going on here.
I see that argument, but there's nothing wrong with celebrating greatness. That's just like everybody running around saying Tyson, because he won another championship, or Mayweather, or Raiders, Rams. It's just a celebration of the event at hand. Doesn't mean necessarily that you don't care about any other events. Kind of like the Black Lives Matter movement. It's like we don't need to say Black Lives Matter too. It's just like, hey, Black Lives Matter. but we're not excluding the fact that other lives matter too. It's kind of the same thing. It's not saying you're not going to support any other culture or any other thing, but it was just a moment of joyfulness, like when your team wins. Like my team sucks. If the Raiders win tomorrow, I'm probably gonna be dancing like a little schoolgirl, you know, like. But so it was just like a celebration moment that, you know, of course people are gonna walk around saying Wakanda this, Wakanda that, just like if any other championship or any other triumph or any other goal was met, but that doesn't mean that they despise the culture. But you do have a point, because the money that they put into going to see Black Panther, they could have been doing with a lot of other Black films. They could have been doing it within the neighborhood and stuff like that. You know, so I do understand your perspective of it, for sure.
I'm not saying to put it into films or anything like that, but you brought up like the Raiders and stuff like that. The Raiders is an actual team. Like there's players on there. These people, fill the stands. These stands build communities because of the money that you're putting in by going to see it. But at the same point, people cheer for your favorite team is different than cheering for a fictional place in the world, which, doesn't really exist. But
Well,
I'm not saying to put it into, I'm saying your community, which when me and G got into this argument earlier, it was very easy. He was like, yo, this was something, the celebration of the Black community. But we're like, you're not celebrating your actual Black community. You're not investing into it. You're not putting into it. You guys are, but then he said, because we were forced here. We were forced here. Like he looks at the past, but then celebrate stuff that is cool. I mean, it's just a movie. Like you said, it's a movie. I like the movie. That's it. There's not no celebration, nothing. I personally have never seen the movie.
So now you have to define celebrate.
That wasn't me that said it. G said.
All right. So you want me to define celebrate?
Yep.
And we have it recorded. You said a celebration of Black culture.
Well, no, he just had to define celebrate.
Yeah, because he's saying it's not celebrate, because his argument is he doesn't believe it's celebrating Black culture. So I said you got to define celebrate.
So we're going to define celebrate.
I'm waiting for the head brother in charge to define celebrate.
Hold on. Here we go. Celebrate. Acknowledge a significant or a happy day or event with social gathering or enjoyable activity. 2. Perform. There's 7. Perform a religious ceremony publicly and duly in particular. Okay, I can't say it.
The first definition was good enough. I just had to prove a point that it was a celebration. That's all. It's technically, it's celebrating,
Well, on the third one, may I help you out? To honor or praise publicly. A film celebrating the actor's career. So there you go. So number 3 is more closer.
Yeah, it is. So, it is a celebration. It's a celebration of filmmaking. It's a celebration of Black culture. It's a celebration of the actor who, really put the actors, not just the Black Panther, but all of the actors who put their energy into the movie. I think that was a big moment. It really is a celebration, considering that they were able to do that. You don't really see that much money put into a Black film, and then you don't see a Black film making that much money, and you don't see anybody putting that many headliner Black culture in one film. It's just it just keeps piling on. It's a whole lot that's in there that you could argue, there's starving people. You can argue the hood and all that stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it was a triumph, kind of like when Obama became president. It was something that was new. It's going to be a staple in history. And right now, it's still the top comic book movie. so far as when it comes to like your regular ratings, Rotten Tomatoes, you name it, it made the most money at the box office, and it's still at the top in 2022.
Now, this is the problem when we do this in the middle of it after we've already went through it, because this is kind of, he's going in a different direction. Like the celebration part is fine. We're talking about the fact that it was such a celebration, but when it comes to your actual realistic community, everybody has a finger to point or excuse to give on why they can't make it beautiful and wonderful.
So your argument is that why they couldn't put that same energy into making the community beautiful?
Why people, the energy that they put into yelling Wakanda forever and buying all this stuff and everything was great, and that you can't put that same focus or energy into making your, what the fuck is this dude doing? Oh man, yeah, you can't put that same energy into making you know, Lancaster beautiful or whatever, you know.
Well, there's a whole lot of hurdles when it comes to going that whole route. It's a lot more involved. It's a lot, it's a little bit easier to go put some money and go pay to see a movie and celebrate that. When you get into make Lancaster great or even Los Angeles, you're getting into politics and getting into a whole lot of stuff so far as when it comes to even just ownership or what you're allowed to do. It's like it goes a lot deeper.
And there's the problem right there. You just said it. You're like, well, it's easier to just go watch the movie and celebrate the movie than it is to roll up your sleeves and put some real work into the community. That's the same thing that, well, it's not the same, but G was kind of on the same point. So just because it's hard means that no one's gonna try, no one's gonna do it.
No, there's people that try, but it's a lot involved in that. You got to think of even just simple as just talking on a mess here, but you have a convenience store, and you as a Black guy, maybe you're buying a case of soda to sell. Let's just say $10 for this case of soda, okay, and you have to get 100 cases of soda. For those same 100 cases of soda, the Asian man, they might say, you know what, we'll give it to you for $3.50, $4. So naturally, and I hear this from Black business owners, because I've been around a few of them. I have a friend right now, they've been doing this business sending care packages to loved ones in jail. So they've gone through this themselves, where we get kind of like Nintendo tax, we get Black taxed. We get doors closed, we get different things. So there's people out there trying. It's not as, like you said, it's not easy. Doesn't mean that people aren't trying. It just means it's not easy. Look how long it took us to get a Black president in there. It just, people are trying, but like you said, it's not easy. I don't know. I just see a lot of Black businesses trying to hold it together, trying to start Black communities up, predominantly in LA. Some communities won't even have it. But like Leimert Park area, that's a big thing, even though it's so small, and people, like you said, sometimes people don't fully support that culture. Maybe they're just not into the music, or they're not into the art that's there, whatever the case may be. But there's people out there trying for sure.
Okay. Just just out of curiosity. You guys celebrated Black Panther, right? Everybody went out and checked it. It was a great movie, this and that, right?
Yeah.
Who did?
I
Who
didn't
did
celebrate. I watched it, but I didn't celebrate.
G did? Well, G celebrate. See, that's why I said it's two
Yeah.
different. Now I'm on two different wavelengths here going at it, but it's all good.
Yeah, I get you.
Now, let me ask you this, G.
Okay.
You went paid money to see this movie, right?
Yes.
Great movie, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Loved it, right? Who did you give money to?
Ah!
Since we're talking, he brought up another point. He was talking about, put money in the community and it's tough. And okay, who'd you give money to?
Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair enough.
why is it fair enough? You don't want to get the shovel again? Start digging? No. I've just went through the list of the people who got paid, and I mean,
I get that. You get that, but it does, even though that happens, it does trickle down. I mean, for instance, you have to look at now you support that the money trickles down to the people involved in that film, and then that gives those people power to probably do something bigger than what the next person could possibly do. Kind of like how I wasn't in the beginning, I wasn't really supportive of his music, but let's say Nipsey, for instance, he made his money and then he reinvested and started kind of trying to support his community. So maybe the head poncho of the films, because that's just how it works. The money had to come from somewhere. And that came there, but all of those Black people and all those people in that film, all those headliners that's been in other major films got their cut. And that's a big deal, especially for a lot of the Black actors that hadn't been in anything in a while, or the new Black actors who people were unfamiliar with, who got a cut of it. So it's like, and not to mention their royalties, different things like that. It's, yeah, maybe the head poncho, that's kind of how business work. I say, pretty much every business it might not be a pyramid scheme, but it's a pyramid. There's always those top people that's going to get paid first. And unless we put up our own money to make that film, that's the only way that we'll be the ones that you're giving that money to.
I mean, again, trust me, you're kind of on the tail end of this, because we've went through all of that from Black Wall Street on down. And at the same point,
I was going to bring that one up next.
I'm just pointing it out. And G brought that up earlier. And you know what he said? Look what happened when we did that. We got killed and beat up and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Like G's trying to be real quiet here so he can hide behind you or something, man. I don't know.
No. It's not that. No. It's like I said. I've talked a lot, and I'm like I said, man. I've been talking a lot.
Too.
Well, no, it's because I've already talked about it. So that's the thing. So I've already been over it.
I've already talked about it too. You just
but
trying to bring.
I need to hear what your opinion is, so I could be able to,
All right,
you got a tag team partner here, bro. You better bring it, because I'm gonna come with it.
So no, so I think if I remember right, the point I was trying to make, it was a great, beautiful thing. We came together, we built it up, but then they came in and beat us up, killed us, and burned our cities down. It's basically what I was saying.
True, very true. So, but the point, what made you bring it up? What did you say?
Yeah, I was just about to get there. So the point being was, the whole entire argument was more of like we're being held down, because like when we come up, there's all these things in the system, and when it comes to things like that, that's holding us down, keeping us down, not allowing us to come up. So it's really easy to sit down and say, oh yeah, we can fight all this stuff, but like I said, when we're fighting against all these things, it's not as simple as that. It's not just like, oh, we could just come up. There's so many things, there's so much stuff keeping us down.
Right. That's why the little thing. That's why you got to appreciate the little things like Black Panther. Or when a local celebrity supports a school or a community center or something of that nature. These little pieces, these little puzzles are accomplishments, you know, in our culture, you know, we appreciate the little things. And when the big things happen, we appreciate those too. But you don't take away from the little things, because not celebrating Black Panther is kind of like taking away from all those people who put in all that hard work to you know, to be in the film, and all of the energy that they took in learning the roles and everything like that. You don't want to take away from that. So
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, I do, because you know what? I never watched it. I know some of the people that
well,
are in
that's
it.
one problem. You got to watch.
No, how many people from that show have came over and donated in my community? I'm just putting your point to
Well,
put into.
what's your community?
I'm in the Inland Empire, bro.
Inland Empire,
Mhm. Riverside.
Riverside. Okay. Is any of the is anybody in particular from the Inland Empire that you know that was in the film?
Don't really care. I'm like,
Well,
I'm
no,
a
because your argument,
I'm a
your
transplant
argument is
Riverside.
the support. Because, well, I bring that up because I'm not familiar with their track record, but I know that a lot of the most people that do try to support the community, they start off with their community where they grew up, or
Exactly.
where they're from. So
But
that's why I asked you where you were, because then the next question would be like, you know, who would be, you know, who would be your supporter, who, you know, what actress or whoever was in the film, or who would be that person, you know, who are these people that can support where you are.
okay. Let's see your point here. You said the little things like the people that studied hard and read these lines and made a bunch of money off of it, right? Those are little things. But see, I don't consider that a little thing. The little thing is me. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not no person that makes billions of dollars, right?
Right.
But most 90% of the schools that I attended, I've went back to those schools and I've given back to those schools and I've talked in front of the school classes and I've done all of that to give back.
Right.
That's, to me, that's a little thing. That's somebody in the community, and I'm not even in the community of most of those schools anymore, that went to give back. And to this day, I will give.
So
I
you're
told
saying so you
this
saying you
community,
gave
I
back
said
with
I'll
the
do it.
so you're saying you gave back with the public speaking?
No, dude, I've given back my time. I've given back financially. I've given back by mentoring. I've done all of that. And at the end of the day, that to me is a little thing. And if more people would actually do that, then that would be different. But if you're waiting for a celebrity to do it, good luck.
Well, the celebrity in question for the Black Panther before he died, he did plenty of that.
Did he do it for my community?
He did it for everywhere he could possibly do it at.
Well, then it wasn't my community, though. Because if it wasn't my community, I'm not really interested. But that's a good thing. I'm not going to take away from that.
You just said it was different. You did different communities. He did different communities too.
I did
You know,
different communities that I've been in before. Yeah.
he did public speaking at colleges.
Yeah.
He you know he's donated money. You know, you could
He's a celebrity.
Google
He's a celebrity.
this stuff.
That's great. But that's the problem. I keep trying to point to you guys, and no one's kind of getting it. The celebrities, I get that. You're a public figure. That's a photo op for you. But the people in that community, why aren't you doing that too? You said you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah,
You're a businessman, right? Same as me.
right.
I'm in my business right now. But how many times have you went back to the places that you went to that attended that got you there to talk to them and give back? That's what I'm talking about in our community. Nobody does that. But they rely on the celebrities that are blah, blah, blah. And oh man, they donate, they do this, they're charitable. That is amazing, bro. But at the end of the day, if it ain't helping out your community, It's not really nothing, dude. Like at the end of the day, that's the bottom line. Like
So
G
when
tell me
so
all the
when
hardships and everything, it doesn't work like that.
so when somebody like Denzel Washington goes to an all black college and he speaks, he's not giving back.
That's great. That's amazing. Kudos to him. I've met Warren Moon. He came to my school before and gave back. He did a whole speech. He donated some money. That was great. But the
Right.
thing is, that's a football player. That's an athlete who has a ton of money, and
Right.
he went to donate back because that's where he played. That's amazing. The problem is, all you're gonna do is get all these people wanting to be football players. They're not going to actually understand in the community right now. There's people making change that you need to look up to. Why do you think all of these kids now, they don't look up to people that are realistic? They want to be these fictional characters in the community, and it doesn't end up working out. And then they get depressed because, oh man, I didn't make my goal. They blowing their brains out or something stupid.
Well, then you have to go back and you have to look at it as from a child's perspective.
What?
When you look at it from a child's perspective, it's kind of like the whole hood thing with becoming a pimp or a gangster. You see the working man struggling, and naturally, as a human condition, naturally you're going to look at that situation and say, I don't want to be that guy. That's just how that's going to happen naturally, whether you're black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. If you're looking at someone and that's out here doing it, even me as an entrepreneur, yeah, I may be an entrepreneur, but like you said, the football player or the basketball player or the rapper, his work is shown. You could see his work. You could see what's going on. So people like shiny things, it's just human nature, regardless whether they gave back or not. They could just say, I'm like trying to make Chris Brown into a role model. This guy's not a role model. He was a freaking kid when he started. Why are they looking to this guy to be a role model? And people put all of this energy and time on these people, and it's like these people aren't role models. These people are just living their best life. They're not. You can't try to put somebody in that role that's not like that. They might not be the best person for that.
Mm-hmm. But you know why those people are role models?
Because they're shiny.
Because people say they do good things, and those are the little things. Role models like yourself will talk to these people. People come into my shop all the time, and kids come in here, and I talk to them, and I'm like, "Hey, man, who's your idol or something?" And they'll say goofy like, "Oh, Rihanna or something." I was like, "That ain't your role model. The role model is the person that just took you in here. The role model is the person that just spent $100 on you." Like, you need to start looking at these people. And I'll have a conversation with them, and the parents will thank me.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm somebody who's not affiliated with them, like family member or something, explaining to them how this stuff works. But we don't have enough people like that in the society. Instead, they look at the Wakanda dude or Chris Brown or something, and they go, "Oh man, this dude is entertaining. I like that. I like the way people respond and look up to him. That's what I want." But other people in the community get looked up to.
That's what it still goes to the same thing, shiny things. Like I just said, somebody, it could be just not even a celebrity, whoever that you got to look at as a simple-minded individual, like a child. Even if they're not a child, they might still be simple-minded because they're stuck in their whatever situation that they're in, and they see the person who's doing it, and they see the person who's trying to do it, and they look at which person is in a better situation. It's kind of like the saying, when you look at, if you want to know how far you're going to go in a job, you look at your boss's life. And if you don't want that, then you need to move on and do something else. So these children, these people who are getting influenced by whoever, they're looking at what's shining. They're looking at the jewels and the gems, and they're looking at the women, and they're looking at the cars. That's really what they see. That's all they see. Truth be told, these kids don't even listen to the motivational speeches that they do give. I've seen great lectures from the actor in question playing Black Panther, from Denzel Washington. I've seen great speeches. I've listened to great motivational speakers. Even Eric Thomas. They got these people out here that's really putting out that energy. But at the end of the day, these simple-minded individuals really don't care about that. All they care about is who's making the money and how can they get it as fast as that person got it. Well, as fast as they think that person got it. They don't look at the work that it took for them to get there, the doors that were closed, the all the different caveats. They just want to get it now. And that's mostly everybody's mentality. I want to get it now. It's kind of a human condition more than anything. That's what I see.
That's partially correct. Like I've said on the podcast before, social media and the spawn of that has kind of gotten everybody into the now community, in the now society. So you want it now, instant gratification. But that's not true as far as I've spoken to children before. I've had, like I said, I've talked to classes and stuff like that. And so many of them have a different perspective when I'm done talking to them, because they look at it and they go, they were like you and G, like, to spark change is really hard. But when you tell them it's hard when you look at it on the grand scale. But if you just break it down to what can you do, it starts changing people's outlook. And if you're like, oh my God, I could never do that, which is a lot of these kids' mentality, and you tell them, no, you can do that. You understand the first time I ever talked to a class, the reason that I talked to the class is because I ran into one of my teachers and she was like, oh my goodness, what are you doing now? Really? No way. Because when you were in my class, I was a terrorizer. And she was like, man, you need to come speak to my class, because if you can make it, these kids can make it. So, but it's a lot of people going, no one ever taught me that. No one ever explained this to me. No one ever broke it down to me like that. Yes, because when you look at it from other people, they're just going to go, yo, man, it's too hard. You might as well just go over there and pay your money, watch Wakanda, and, be happy about it. That's your contribution.
Well, no, just because you celebrate something like that doesn't mean you don't still put in energy into other things, though. That's like, it can't. You have to have some form of joy. If without that joy, it's really hard to stay motivated. That's why even as an artist or anything, they say, hey, step away from the computer, put the pencil and paper down. You have to at some point you have to try to get some enjoyment out of just life. You can't be on that all the time, because especially, and then it can be painful too. It could be painful. It could be very painful and stressful. So now you gotta, you get a black president, or you get a big black film, and it's like, okay, I can do it too. I could do it too. And if I don't want to do that, I can do whatever I strive to be, because I see somebody of my color doing something. But now I have the decision to make what I want. What is that something that I want to do? It doesn't necessarily mean, I'm going to be the next movie star. I'm going to be the next rapper. Like I even tell my son, I try to give him motivation, but hey, the guy sucks. But I try to give him the best motivation. If he believes in his stuff, to keep trying and to keep working on it, then if that's what he wants to do, that's what he want to do. It's so hard.
I believe it. Heck yeah.
It's horrible.
Bro, at the end of the day, again, the craziest part though, you guys today have brought up Barack Obama a lot. And the craziest part is, again, I've communicated with a lot of people, and I haven't heard nobody since that dude president talk about they want to be president. I haven't heard nobody say that.
It's a lot of pressure. You sit up there, you be president, and then you're expected to fix everything, all the BS that's been going on in the world prior to your arrival. You're just supposed to be some magical beast that got to fix everything when you still have superiors you have to listen to.
I don't think you guys should use him as an example anymore. I mean, he does some great work, but I don't hear no kids talking about, yeah, I want to be president. I don't hear that at all.
Man,
They still want to be the first rapper to make $1 billion, and they want to be the first, movie star to buy this, blah 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 blah.
so whose fault would that be?
Again, like I said, it's on a bigger scale. Barack Obama is a celebrity, the same way as Chris Brown is, the same way as Rihanna is, the same way as all of these chicks are. Kim Kardashian is
So
one
your
that
argument is that they don't look up to the average Joe.
they don't care about the average Joe, not just
Right.
looking up to him.
This is
that's
true.
the problem, because again, the average Joe doesn't spend the time to be like, look, this is the game. Like, would you look up to somebody that really doesn't teach you anything?
Very, very. I hear your argument, but at the same time, you always find that old black. I call you always
Old head.
old head that's trying to teach you something, but they, most of the time they say, "Oh, old man, I ain't trying to hear it."
Exactly.
And that at that point, it's like, where's your argument? At the end of the day, it's like, hey, you got people that's putting their hand out there, but like I said, it goes back into the shiny things.
Nope, it doesn't, because that old head doesn't stop. That old head's still gonna keep trying to tell you something, but you're just like, this dude's old. It has to be somebody that they can kind of relate to. Now, who's to say that you're not the person that's gonna be the relatable factor to it? Not that
Right.
old head. You never know, but you won't know until you actually put the time into it. And you have to educate. The old head's like, hey man, don't go over there. You're gonna get shot, bro. Like, that old man.
Right.
Like, but the things that I'm teaching you are different. The things I'm teaching shows you that you could run a business, you could make some money, you could do this, you can make some moves, and you don't have to be the celebrity in the spotlight.
Right.
Financial stuff.
I think that's wonderful, but I also feel like it takes a certain mentality to be able to receive it.
It takes a certain mentality to give it, and we ain't got that right now.
Right. You see a lot of people trying to give it. A lot of people trying to get over on it too. That's another problem. You have a lot of trust issues in the community because it's always for that person's benefit. They might help you, but they're gonna help you because hey. They're gonna help you because it's beneficial to them in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of was that me?
Nope, that was me.
Okay, yeah. So it's going to be beneficial. It's going to be beneficial. So you have a lot of trust issues there too, and then you got to see. You never know what these kids grow up. Within their homes, that makes them have trust issues. They trust their parents, and maybe their parents screw them over. It's a lot involved in that. It's more. It goes deeper than just it's just a celebrity or it's just this. They're gonna listen to what appeals to them visually. That's the natural way things work. And it's kind of like a relationship. I say in a relationship, I can't be in a relationship with anybody who hasn't been through nothing. If you haven't been through nothing, you don't have the tools necessary to be able to receive me. You can't appreciate me. You can't appreciate the things that I can do for you, I could be for you, because you're going to be looking, instead of looking for the rent to be paid, you're going to be looking for the trips. You're going to be looking for the Mercedes. You're going to be looking for the big ring. You know, you
You're
have to
saying the
go
shiny
through,
things.
huh?
Oh, so you're saying the shiny things.
There you go. That's what
Again,
they see.
again, like I said, at the end of the day, though, if you think it's too difficult to reach the community and it's easier to just let them look at the shiny things, then we're going to be at square one. That's kind of what G's point was before. He kept pointing out the past and history and this and that. Like I said,
Right.
you want your future to look like your past. It was a very simple question that he really didn't want to answer. If you want your future to look like your past, you will keep replaying the past. You'll keep looking at it. You'll keep looking for it for advice. If you want to
Right.
change it, then you need to change it in the present to reflect your future.
Correct.
If we can't attract the future or these little kids that are running around to do better, then they're going to end up being the same way, and they're going to be in the same stupid podcast talking about this. It has to start somewhere, bro.
Hey, don't call this podcast stupid. This podcast is amazing.
No, I get what he's saying. You know, I get what he's saying, but the thing is, it's like it goes a little. I feel it goes a little deeper when I say the shiny things, because you know it's all mentality too. I have, you know, just, you know, not to put all my business out there, but I have a straight A student, then I have a student who's not a straight A student, and they're brought up in the same household. It's just they both have different mentalities and different personalities, and that's really kind of what boils down to. Because you could talk to a kid till he's black and blue, but he or she might not ever receive it if they don't have an interest in that. If they don't have an interest in the lessons that you're trying to teach them, you know, it's they have to go through something. Some people have to learn the hard way. That's just how it is. It's not cool. You know, I personally didn't appreciate, you know, growing up the old way where you know, they just kind of talk about you. They'll never try to give you any real guidance. I thought that was horrible, you know. But like I say, you have to go through something and be willing to receive. We really are naturally be willing to receive that information, and most people aren't like that. Most people are always going to go for the gold, you know. But I hear you, man. I mean, I feel where he's coming from about but to me, it's kind of hard to put that responsibility in that category because of how most people view things, because most people are in the beginning are very simple minded, and if they haven't been through nothing, they're just going to look at what's shining, what looks good. That's why they get obsessed with social media. That's why they can be manipulated by certain TV shows and by a certain lifestyle, and everybody gets all depressed because they feel like if they don't have a yacht and a mansion, they're not adequate. It cuts deep, you know, because I see people trying to talk to these young folks. I see even myself when with my children and trying to talk. You know, I'll talk black till I'm black and blue, but like I say, you know, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Facts.
And that's why if you haven't been through nothing, you could do all, you know, all that. But the movie, you know, that there's I look at the good in everything. You know, the benefit of that movie, it lets that other black kid know, hey, it's possible for me to make it. The success of, I can't remember his name, but the guy who just came out with that new movie, he made Get Out. What's the new movie he got out right now?
Is it? Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he seems to be. I haven't seen it, but he seems to be having success with that movie. He has success with Get Out, and he's a celebrity, and then he's black. So it's like those little caveats. Even though it's like, oh, he's a superstar, it's like, okay, they look at that and say, I can do it too. Or if I don't want to do that, I could do anything. You know, you could put in your kids' ear now that you could do anything. Before, you know, you always they put their kids down, especially if they wanted to do something like, oh, I want to be an artist, or I want to be this, or I want to be that. It's like, no, you need to be a doctor, you know, like the African way. It's like, oh, no, 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 no. This is not working out. You're gonna have to, you need to be a doctor, or you need to be a lawyer, or something of that nature. And this movement and this culture with film or whatever lets the parents know, lets the children know that there's other avenues that they could go to. Steve Harvey, others avenues they could go to. He constantly preaches on how he's like, how you going to make it without a degree? And he said, and he just hold his hands up because he doesn't have a degree and he's making it, you know. And he tells a story often of how he made it and what he went through and all these different things. Or even Terry Crew, I'm reading his book right now. Same scenario. It just lets you know that you can that you can make it. So technically, it's still kind of given to the community. I get what his argument is, where it makes it feels like only they can only be successful if they're rappers or some form of musician or in film and stuff like that. And I really get that. That's how the whole world looks, though, not just within our community. The whole world looks like that. But at first it felt like we as black boys and girls, we couldn't reach that avenue. You know, we couldn't reach that level of glory, that level of stardom. And I think, you know, that's how that stuff is beneficial within our community, and that's in that way. And then it's our job as parents and as our within our community to take care of our own and not do dumb stuff like riot and burn down our own shit. You know what I mean, G?
Yeah. I'm yeah. Yeah. So
He does make some good points, but
um
I think it needs to be more open. I think for one, dude, you got to go watch Black Panther. That's one. At least watch it.
It'll never happen. I'm tell you
You
right
gotta
now.
at least watch it to judge. You can't you judge the book by its cover right now. You gotta at least watch the movie.
And that's just it. I don't judge the book by its cover. I don't doubt that all you guys think it's a great movie. I just don't have any interest in watching it. Don't really care. But
Do you watch any comic movies?
I mean, I watch movies. I just, don't really have a lot of time to watch them. And that
Okay.
one wasn't really on my radar. I really didn't care.
Okay.
But again, that's what I said. Like at the beginning of this, when G was first talking about it, I said the X-Men movies kind of ruined the whole comic book thing for me, period. So, I mean, there's a lot of movies I haven't watched. I haven't watched Iron Man. Barely. I mean, Spider-Man, stop watching that. None of the new Batmans. I mean, Batman, it was different for me, but Batman versus Superman kind of just ruined that whole thing for me. So, I mean, yeah, I don't watch any of those movies. But then everybody always fixated on me not watching Black Panther. And I was like, I really didn't care when it first came out for me to ever watch it. But then people, oh my God, you didn't watch it. You don't know about Wakanda. I'm like, dude, Wakanda ain't even real.
But
It's the same thing you said.
that's
Is.
just like
It is
that's
real.
any passion.
What?
No, I said that, but that's like any passion. People are the same. It's the same equivalency to sports. Like I'm not I like to play, but I could never get into a scuffle, a conversation about sports with anyone because they're going to bring up so and so on the team in 1960, 87, 97. This happened and this happened, and I'll be like, huh? I'm like, I'm super lost, and I think that's okay if you're not that deep into it. I mean, I feel it. I feel that's fine. That's but it's just like but at the same time, it's just like anything else. Like I said, like sports.
But sports is a little different. Like sports, like G and other people have asked me before, oh, what are your teams? I don't really have a team. I mean, I'm an LA dude. So, I'm born and raised there. So the Lakers are always going to be the team. That's going to be it. But do I follow them? Can I tell you who their starting lineup is now? Can I tell you what rank they are? Blah, blah, blah. No, I really can't. I'm not really that into it because I'm busy doing other things. But football, all that stuff is all the same. Like I'll watch it. Like I watch the Super Bowl. Like I watch the NBA Finals. I watch that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, because most of the time I have money on it. But I mean, besides,
I don't go that far.
oh, I'm a gambler, bro. That's what I do. Okay, so I'll go put a couple bucks on it, and then go figure out who's gonna win. Whatever. But I'm not the stat guy. I'm not that guy. But I mean, even when you look at it, when I look at this other situation, it's different to me. Just like my nephew. My nephew, he's been on the podcast now. He is a football guy. Like he knows everything about football. He wants to play in the NFL. That's him. He's training right now. He's in it. I mean, he looks like a good prospect. But when him talk about it, I'm like, look, dude, this is the thing. This is what I want you to do. You got a job, you make a little bit of money. Yes. But your goal is to play in the NFL. Yes. Why don't you do this? Take a little bit of your money and invest into Nike. I'm like, at the end of the day, if you invest in a Nike and you keep investing and the company goes up because that's what you like to rock and you're always wearing it. What happens if you don't make it to the NFL, but you got, $50,000 worth of, stock or whatever in Nike? And he's like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'm like, dude, invest your money. Do something with your money besides blow it. I mean, yeah, sneakers are cool and, buying a new pair, but you can take a little bit of that money and put it somewhere else. It's called diversifying. I'm not telling him, I'm not crapping on his dream at all. But I'm also telling him, you need to be conscious because if you don't make it to the NFL, you get hurt. I mean, he was on the last one. I'm like, bro, if something happens, and everybody kind of agreed. If something happens, you'll have a fallback plan. And if not a fallback plan, you'll just have some investments. So just let it sit there. When you get older, who knows what will happen? Look at Tesla. People that would have invested in Tesla with $50 are balling now. And it was just on a gamble. And he's like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. But that's the thing. Nobody wants to tell these kids stuff like that. They just want to go, oh man, they ain't listening. These kids want to just do this. Wakanda forever. So, I mean, if you're not going to invest time into trying to make the, future better, then it's just going to end up like the past.
Right. So your argument is teaching kids about investments.
No, my argument is teaching kids something. Because one of the things that me and
they're teaching them something
about it before is the fact that we don't teach our community what other people teach their communities. So they're always ahead of us.
I can see that being a issue and a concern, but then you kind of say you kind of got to go. It's one of those situations where it's generational, and you got to kind of be that breaker to the best of your ability. Sometimes people might not have the tools. These old folks, they could, It's just like when you trying to show them something on the phone, or when the kid says, "Oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber," to their grandpa or to their grandma, they're gonna be like, "What, boy? You need to get in them books." But then you have a boy who wins millions of dollars playing Fortnite. It's more of a thing that has to change, throughout generations, because people can't see what they haven't seen before. You have a family who's never had anything or had enough money to invest, let alone invest in anything, had enough money to go to college, not smart enough to get a scholarship. And then they have children, and they have to bring up those children with no real anything to teach them and support them, and all they can do is go off of what they see or what's around them. So they, in turn, they just do what they know, what they feel is best, or what they learn that is best. If they try to invest in some other readings of some nature, or do their own research to try to better their child's life, to try to stop the generational curse. But, you know, it goes a little, that's why I say it's kind of a big thing. It cuts really deep, you know. So somebody's been helping me, and he's not even part of the culture. I've gotten business people who's given me the motivation to take a leap, how I've been doing lately. And it's scary. And some days it's okay. Other days it's horrible. Some days I do really good, you know, and some people don't have the capability of even taking that leap, even though it's such a small leap that I've taken. I think it goes a little deeper than just saying, "Oh, take this kid here and tell him this, and take this kid here." Yeah, so those people who have that knowledge, like you, are the people who could try to talk to the kids, but you'll find maybe 2 out of 10 kids that might actually give you the time and day to listen. And then that turns into a situation where a kid, or an adult for that matter, has to go through some stuff to be able to receive the information that you're trying to give them.
Yeah. So again, what you're saying is it's a difficult road.
Yeah.
But how is it that in our culture it's a difficult road, but in other cultures everybody seems to be accepting it and taking it and running with it?
Because they have a 100% head start.
Are you sure about that?
Most of the time, they have a head start. They had an
Yeah,
experiment with the children where they had to run a race, and they told them to take a step after they mentioned things. And it goes really deep. Says, take a step if you have both your parents in the house. Take a step if anyone is in your home educated and on a high, degree level. Take a step if your family owns a business. Take a step if it just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Before you knew it, when they finished this race, at the end of the race, you saw predominantly white people, almost none of the black kids. They had different races. They had diversity. You had some people in the middle. You had some people that was stuck in the back, and that's what I mean by head start. Meaning they have a lot of You're talking about trying to break something that has been not only made difficult but also programmed into a community that you have to try to change. And
Exactly.
you know
That's exactly right. And you know how you change it? How you change it? The
I'm waiting.
same you've been talking. if you just nailed it on the head. Name somebody who, your parents this and this and that. Like, you're giving them things, and they're saying that the white kids predominantly are getting these things, but the black kids aren't.
Right.
But I mean,
that's what I mean by head start.
The fact that you may have a head start, but if there's somebody in your community, again, like yourself, who's an entrepreneur, who's talking to these kids, they can understand that. Well, they can do this. They don't have to be like everybody else and go, well, you're behind already, so you might as well just go work at McDonald's. Like, that's the mentality that these people have.
I mean, once again, you can't blame. It's hard to blame a community like that because it goes too deep.
It does not go too deep, bro. That's the problem. You're sitting here trying to pass the buck like, oh, we can't blame these people. No, you can. You can.
Okay.
Blame them. It's not even blame. Hopefully, if you just explain it to them, they'll be
all
like,
right.
Maybe we'll try.
They what I'm saying is the families that don't have the tools to explain. The families that don't have the huh?
You can't say that anymore. Your tools are at your fingertips now. It ain't like it used to be, bro. I don't have to go ride my bike to the library and then use my car to get on the lab or the computer and take 20 hours to look at something about what's going on in financial, economical, business, anything. It's at your fingertips. Just as fast as people will search Pornhub, you can search anything in the world now.
Right. But the thing about it is, will they?
And that's, again, the problem. Me and G talked about this last time. How many times a day do you check your Instagram, Facebook, so any kind of social media? G was like hundreds. How many times do you check the business section? How many times do you check your email?
If I don't have a client that's emailing me, I don't check my email. It's kind of the same thing for social media, and except in recent, I say this year, I've been pushing my art more. So actually, I use social media more so as a tool to try to get my business a better afloat. Trying to prefer for promotion. I really don't get on there for that, so it's kind of hard for me to relate to that. I literally all I do is promote myself on my social media. That's all I do. I don't really spend my time looking at twerking or anything of that nature. I don't like drama. This. It's not there.
But again, if you look at the masses, if you look at the averages, that's what people do. Even like when I brought it up on the other podcast, people were like, shout out to the other podcast. You guys out there listening, go check out the other ones. So anyway, everybody was saying like that's what they do. Like they were admitting it. Like, yeah. I'm my nephew was sitting next to me. He was on social media right then. I'm like, yeah, you're on the podcast, but you're looking at your phone, looking at Snapchat or whatever, TikTok or whatever.
Right.
I will say this, and I will put, and talking about not talking to kids, whatever. And I'm going to tell you how easy it is to like just kind of change lives, because I'm going to put myself as an example, and then a friend of mine. So I mean, you like I say, my history. I have multiple degrees. I've graduated, got multiple certificates, got all the studies. And so, when you talk about the parents, my parent was never one of those people that like, they never kind of allowed me to do my own thing. They were like, okay, do it this way. This is how you do it, blah, 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 blah. Even though that wasn't really me. Mm-hmm. If you look at me, now I'm not saying I'm broke, but I'm sure as hell far from making any kind of money. I'm struggling right now. Trucks going down. I only
Right.
work job to job, not doing well.
Right.
My other friend, though, he actually used to work at the what you call it, at the local clinic, but he quit, because he wanted to do something because he wasn't happy what he was doing. He quit that. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. He wanted to try acting, and you know what? His dad got in the car and drove him all the way to New Mexico, all the way for his first acting gig, because he's like, I really want to do it. Drove him all the way to New Mexico, and right now he's been in plenty of shows, plenty of movies. I think right now he just got one of his series picked up on Hulu, all because his dad, came out and said, hey, if you really want to do this, fine. I'm going to get you in the car. I'm going to take you all the way over to another state and you can do it. And now he's doing it. I'm not saying he's some big actor or anything, but he is doing, and he is making a living. And my point being, when I'm telling that story, it's that, that's kind of different of like why that's so important, because it's not about, where you start. Sometimes just having that simple support, like it's not even about your parent knowing. Sometimes just knowing that your support, that knowing that your parent has your back, that person,
Right.
a mentor at your back, does a lot. I mean, the perfect story is Allen Iverson, because you got to think about Allen Iverson, where Allen Iverson, what you call it, his mom bought him a pair of Jordans to the point where the lights cut out. Do you think that the fact that his mom decided to buy him some new basketball shoes instead of paying the light bill did not motivate that man to say, I gotta be one of the greatest NBA players of all time?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but sometimes,
But like I said, but that still goes back into going through something to appreciate something. You just said it. He saw his mom not be able to pay the bill to get him to where he needed to be. So that let him know, hey, this gotta work. This gotta pull. And it just goes back into
but you're looking to I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong. But my point is you're kind of going too deep with it, where I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes you don't have to always have the answer. Sometimes you just gotta be there and let them find the answer. Like I said, I run through that problem right now, and I'm not where I need to be in life. Now, don't get me wrong.
I'm a strong believer in that.
Like, but then, like I said, you look at my friend whose dad was like, all right, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna put you in his car. I'm gonna drive to New Mexico because you believe in it. Does a lot. And that's why I said sometimes it doesn't have to be
support system.
Yeah, and that's sometimes that's all I need to be. It doesn't mean to be complicated. Oh, what you did or how bad it was, or how, like, sometimes just having that one person, that one parent, or that one person that just supports you. You may not have the answers, but sometimes you don't need to have the answer. You just gotta be there. There's at least I would say, as hard to say this. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a parent, but sometimes it's just as easy as just saying, hey, I got your back in this. You believe in it. Go ahead and go do it. And sometimes you don't need to overthink it. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just put it out there.
Right. Support system is important.
I mean, yeah.
That is the simplest form. Having that support is a good thing, and that's what parents strive to do, is to support their children, which is why even when they kind of shut down what a child wants to do and say, no, you need to be a doctor, they mean well, even though they don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all support.
Like one day I'll give James, I mean, I know you don't know him, but I'll say this: I have no problem, man. Like he has a great, strong family structure, and he knows. I always commend him for that. Like when I hear his nephew talk, I hear other family members talk. He has a strong family structure, and like that's something I always commend him about. Like
hearing him talk.
Yeah.
And this is this is not any shade or anything. It's more of a commitment type of thing. So don't take it the wrong way. Hearing him talk, he sounds more like he's been in a different lifestyle, so far as growing up. It seems like, maybe parents wise, I mean, he could have been in the hood, but his parents wasn't hood. or he could have been one of those type of people who maybe saw something and decided he didn't want to be like that. But you could tell overall just from the tone of his voice and how he talks that he's from a different era, like a different. It's not the same as some of the kids that we were talking to, talking about rather. You know,
Yeah.
it's a little different. Kind of like how he didn't go see Black Panther. It's like in some cases he may, if it seemed like he may not be able to relate in some areas, because like I said, it boils down to what you go through sometimes. If you don't already have that, like you said, support system or somebody with the knowledge to guide you in that right path.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. It could be a counselor, it could be a teacher, it could be, a number of things. I want to see where he's getting his perspective from, you know,
Yeah.
because we are what we go through. My perspective, even all of our perspectives, even mine, like, what I've been through or what I've seen other people been through. And that's why I brought up the whole generations thing, because it cuts deep. Imagine a grandmother, she's on aid, okay? Dad's gone, she's done lived in shelters. She finally gets Section 8. She has children. Children get separated. She takes care of one child. That she dies, that child inherits her Section 8. All she really taught that child was how to survive off of the way she knew how to survive. Then in turn, that next one has children, and she's going through the same thing. But then you might have a new generation that have an epiphany and say, "Hey, I don't want to go through this." Then you'll have the one who will settle. Then you'll have the one who will strive. It's like and it's like sometimes it's one of those things that in certain situations it becomes our responsibility as individuals to go through, or like you said, the Iverson, to see what his mom is going through to push him to new heights.
Mhm.
You know,
All right.
I
All
think
right.
I believe in that support system you said though, because I really, that hit me, because I was like, I know growing up, I always wish I had that support system. And the fact that right now I have somebody who damn near mentoring me, pushing me, hey man, get out there. Hey, this event's coming up. You need to get on this event. Hey man, you need to push some artwork. Your stuff is good. And I've learned, and I've been texting my children actually all night. I've learned so many different things. I even texted them. I said, hey, if you don't think you can do it anyway.
Oh, and just so you know, James is back. So if you want to ask that question,
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, what up?
So the question was, where do you come from?
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Your upbringing.
Well, I mean, I come from LA, so that's pretty much it.
Okay. I mean, LA, what, I guess I don't want nobody coming after you. So you don't have to say where about, but like, middle class
Mm,
projects.
nah. I wasn't from Compton or something. I'm a West LA kid, so
Okay. Yes, I
like,
hear that.
yeah,
So,
I'm saying adjacent to some situations, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, my family was always one to be like, you got to go to college, you got to do this, you got to do something, you
mhm.
got to do something.
Okay. You
Yeah,
have both parents
sorta. I
in your
mean,
life. They don't necessarily mean they
yeah,
have to live together in your life. Both parents in your life.
yeah, like I said, sort of. See, the thing is with me was Like me and G have had this conversation before. In the household, there was one parent, but there was still two parents around. But one was very interesting in how he put things into perspective for me. And honestly, for a while, people were like, "Oh man, that sucks." But in my head, I'm like, it doesn't, because at the end of the day, I've been working since I was like 12 years old,
Right.
like 11, 12. But that's because we had a family business. My pops owned the business, and we made it a family business. Did I really see any money? Oh no, but I was the workhorse in the family who kept that thing going to make it a success for my little brothers and sisters to have a lot of nice things when they were growing up. But that taught me working hard and hustling is kind of the name of the game. You know what I mean? Throughout all that time, it's actually helped, it's benefited me, because there was times where there was just, you had to hustle and that was it. And I'm like, okay, I got the game on a lot.
Right.
But I'm one of the only kids who was like a troublemaker in school that got all the opportunities that the nice kids got.
Right.
Because my company, I could end up selling what I was doing to my schools.
Right.
So I was not only a student at every school since I was in junior high, but I was also a customer, like a somebody who was a salesperson too.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, it helped me. It balanced out a lot of situations for me. So when I was going through stuff, at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Like I was told it doesn't matter, which is why I tell people now, it doesn't matter. You could be pissed off. You could be, the world could be crumbling around you. Get up and go to work. That's it. We don't have, there's
Right.
no other thought to it. I'm
Right.
probably the only person you'll ever know who worked for a family business that got demoted.
Right. Right.
That was harsh. But as I
I
got older and had a family, like, you know, I'm like, man, you know, you just have to work. But I keep looking at society going, I didn't know a lot of these things, but I figured it out. And I didn't figure it out till later on. I get that. But I'm like, everybody keeps saying, oh, we're behind. We're behind. Everybody has a head start. I get that. It doesn't matter how you start, though. It matters how you finish. So if we don't tell these people at some point or another, and like I said, my nephews, like I talked about my nephews and stuff right now, but I mean, at the end of the day, they didn't get it when I first told them. They didn't even care. But you just gotta keep at it, because at the end of the day, they're gonna pick it up. And like Jay, the dude who's on the podcast, like he comes to me now and he goes, "It's crazy, man, because you told me this. Like, if I'd have listened to you 6-7 years ago, oh my God, I would, you know how far ahead I'd be. But I'm listening now."
Right. Well, I'm not saying, yeah, and my saying, I'm not saying to give up on anybody by all means, never that. I'm just saying different people go through different things. So your parent that was in the home, they had a career going on.
Yep.
Huh?
40 years.
Huh?
40 years in the same job, retired, pension, all that stuff. And that was cool.
Right.
That was great. I like that.
Right.
The other
So,
parent was rolling.
but so that's my whole thing is, and this is not to take away anything from your situation or your struggle. My situation, my thing is, I said not my said my situation. My thing is, it's a different it puts you in a different perspective, you know, so far as how things work. Now you imagine that same position with a person who grandparent and mother, and all they know how to do so far as to survive is work through aid in the system. They're going to have a whole different mentality when it comes to trying to teach their kids to survive, because they don't know any better. Then you have a situation where like G brung up with Iverson, where that child has to make a decision and say, hey, wow, this is not cool. I need to do something. I can't allow this to happen. this way. So I'm going to have to put my best foot forward. And that goes back into having to go through something,
But
you know, to you know, to be able to receive that information, to be
but
able to receive that lesson.
I can tell you like this. Over the years, I can tell you one thing. Anybody who I've really got a time and chance to talk to that's had like their families grown up in the system and all of that stuff, they seem to be more receptive than anybody else to what I'm telling them. Why? Because they've lived through it, and no matter how you want to glorify it to them, they don't want to be in it. Just like real gangbangers. You ever met real bangers that have been there, born, bred into it? They just live that life. They don't want to be in that. That's just what they know.
Right, exactly.
They right here.
Exactly.
So we doing here? We talking about kids and stuff.
Yeah.
No, not like having kids, bro. We're talking about like kind of how kids get mentored by older people. Oh man, hold on. We got a new enter here. Hey, say hi. We're on podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, who's this?
It's
It's Jay.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, man.
okay. Jay, check it out. If you were to say, the advice you get about, dang, I don't know how to pose this. G, pose it somewhere. I don't know.
Oh no. You're talking to the wrong person.
You're gonna ruin everything.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate getting advice about, how to move and shake as you get older?
Yes. Well, I don't think I did when I was younger. When
See?
I was older.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's pretty much everybody.
But if nobody would give you this advice as you got older, would it be screwed up? Since you wouldn't listen.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you feel it benefits you?
Yes.
You feel like you're being interrogated right now.
Sounds like it.
Do you feel that Black people helping out the community is a positive thing?
Yes.
How would you help out the community?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like I don't want to feed the community.
You want to feed the community?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that gonna help?
Y'all always just tell me before I do my homework, need brain food.
Okay.
Some of these little Negroes don't got no type of food. They're not worried about school and they worried about what they finna eat.
Okay. Now, if it was a group of your homies that went to school with you, and let's say you made it, like let's say you got $1 million, what would be your way of trying to contribute to them little dudes?
Consider to my peoples?
To your homies?
Oh. You know how people like, I don't know. I just think about throw them some money and give them advice. But at the end of the day, you can only give somebody so much advice because they're not gonna listen.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna give them advice once and then that's it? Done with it?
No, it's like I try to put it in their head, but I think after like once I started feeling like a broken record, it's like there's like at that point I feel like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. You got anything to ask the young brother?
He kind of said what I kind of said. The same kind of thing where is that there's after a while it kind of becomes their choice, and if they haven't went through enough, they're not going to be able to receive that information.
Hold on. Hey Jay, how old are you?
18.
How long have you been getting advice from me?
Since I remember having a memory.
And it just clicked in how long ago?
About when I turned 18, a little bit before I was 17, before I was 18.
So you're talking about what, like 15 years? It took 15 years of conversations for it to finally start clicking, huh?
Yeah.
There we have it.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked him his age, because like you said, he says a lot of what you were saying, but again, he's saying it from a kid who's 18. So yeah, I expect that.
Right.
You know, like he had to I mean, I wouldn't even expect him to kind of understand the conversations that we're having now, maybe to a point, but he's young, you know.
Right. It's some stuff he won't be able to relate to.
Yeah, like I said, he got a lot to do. So right now he's at the stage of receiving the information. He ain't ready. He could help out his homies, but he ain't there ready to give. He ain't on that mentor age yet. He's still getting mentored.
There you go.
Yeah. He ain't there yet. But
age has nothing to do with it. It's more of a mindset, because I know some young cats who really excel. You know, it's just, but it's a mindset. His mindset might not be there just yet.
yeah, well, no, it's not. I'm not talking about excelling. I'm just talking about just the mentoring thing, like what you were saying.
Yeah,
how he
could be
Yeah.
a mentor at 18 if he has the right mindset. It is
Mm,
possible.
So no, I get what you're saying, and there are guys like that, because there are guys that just want to help, whatever. The problem is that this is the issue when you run into guys like that sometimes they don't have the life experience, or don't have the long experience to really kind of understand what they're saying. So like
Right.
they'll do it and they'll say they'll say the right thing, but they really, because they haven't really went through it, they really don't get it. And that's really the issue with them. So you're right. Like a lot of those, don't get me wrong, a lot of those guys do help, but they're lacking. They're lacking experience. What it is.
Right. There you go. I
Yeah.
get you. So
Yeah.
you're referring to wisdom.
Yes.
Wisdom.
And that's very important.
Yeah, wisdom.
I mean,
you get that wisdom when you've been through something. Are you being close to enough to something to know what it felt like for that person to go through it?
But here's the catch-22 though. So when you talk about somebody who doesn't have anybody around them, you want to know where they get that knowledge from? You really want to know how the other way that you can actually get that knowledge, and it does work? Hello?
You have the floor. Everybody's listening to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was asking you the question, but okay. Yeah, but
no,
yeah. Okay.
I was adjusting some stuff, but I'm listening to you.
Okay, yeah. The way it is, it's your friends group. Your friends group. That's the last thing. That is the last thing I could say. When they say community matters, it does. That's why they say, look at your 5 closest friends. Look at your 5 closest friends, the people you consider friends. If they ain't shit, you ain't shit. If they doing shit, you doing shit. And if you ain't doing shit yet, you're going to be. That's why they always say, look at your 5 closest friends, and whoever your 5 closest friends are, they tell you exactly who you are. So that's the one thing that people don't think about. Why I like to say when they say community is so important, because having that, because even if you have bad parenting and stuff and they may screw you up, if you got a strong friend group that like have each other's back and watch out for each other, trust me, that will carry you far too. And that's
I tell my kids that all the time. Literally, I've been telling my kids that since late kindergarten. Now, one of them doesn't listen,
of course,
but I've been preaching that since late kindergarten. Since they were basically able to go to first grade, I've been preaching that for the longest.
Yeah.
And hoping that one day it will click. I've always said, I'm like, imagine if you grew up with somebody who became the president, or who became a doctor, or a lawyer, or a judge, or any great position that could benefit not only your character when you're in a situation, but also maybe help lead you in the right direction, or open your mind to something that you didn't know about. And I teach my kids this all the time. They actually say I talk too much to them, and even my wife gets mad because there's okay, but I'm trying to drill it into them.
All right. So are you good? Can we move on to the next topic, or do you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm trying not to have to call them because they got me confused on this project. So go ahead.
Okay, so this is the last topic I want to do for today because I'm glad we got 3 different decades of men here, of Black men here. So I'm gonna play a clip and I want to see what all you guys think.
I think I know exactly what you about to play.
Yeah, I think you do know it.
You and your woman are asleep in bed upstairs. You hear someone break into the house downstairs. Who goes downstairs?
Nobody.
Tripping. Absolutely tripping. Hold on. X2, so you're not going down there?
Nobody's going down there.
So what if they come upstairs?
Bro, you gotta protect.
Bro,
Hold
I'll
up,
keep it
bro.
a buck 50 real
Protect?
quick.
No. My job is to survive, not protect. My job is to survive. We are even more in danger if I go down than if I not go down.
You're hiding though. You're hiding.
So?
Like you gotta try to protect your girl.
What?
So listening to 3 different eras of Black men here. Is it our responsibility to go down and protect our woman if somebody breaks into our house?
It's been drilled into my brain that yes.
Okay. Keys.
All right, hold on. Okay. You said should I? Okay, answer the question basically.
Yeah. If you watch a clip, do you believe that it is requirement that a man should go downstairs and face danger for his woman in his household?
Such an open-ended question.
Oh my God! For real? Let's do this.
Let me tell you. Okay, so this is my thing.
Okay.
Now, if it's a situation where if I go downstairs, it'll distract the person long enough for her to get away, then yes, I will do that. But if that's not the case, my first reaction would be to make sure I lock my door, call 911, and prepare for a fight. Have her get wherever she needs to be or escape, or however, if she could go down and escape and try to block her way. But I'm gonna try to get us both out of there. I'm not gonna go and try to kill myself. I'm gonna pursue with caution. I'm not gonna tell her to go downstairs either. I'm gonna say, hey, call 911, and then I'm gonna grab whatever I need to grab to ensure our safety. And I'm gonna make sure she's somewhere within the house that at least can keep her away from the perpetrators. And if I could, I would lead her away from them. But so far as going straight downstairs, that's just dumb. That's just running it. That's just, oh, come shoot me. That's fucking stupid. You call 911, you lock the door, possibly if you try to see if you could maybe figure out where about in the house they are, maybe try to get some people out, like your kids and your wife and stuff like that.
All right. Okay. Let me go to James and I'll come back to you. James, you're the
going down there is blind is stupid. I agree with old boy. Going down there for fucking to get shot is dumb. unless it's needed. It's absolutely no other option then yes.
All right. James, do you feel it's a requirement as a man to go downstairs to protect her?
Don't go to me, bro. Don't go to me.
I got it. What's up? You'd have? Oh yeah, no, I do. I want to hear.
Nope. It was a funny situation. I'll tell you that much.
Can you? I mean, not to incriminate yourself. Is there anything?
Incriminate myself? Ain't no incriminate nothing. I'll tell you what. I was nice asleep in my bed. It was warm, it was comfortable. I'm getting tapped like there's somebody on the patio. Okay, that's cool. Go check. Nope. I'm serious. Go check. Not happening. I'm warm and fuzzy. Man, bro. But seriously, what if they get in the house? Okay, well, you let me know when they get in the house and they come to my door. I got 10 homies here that guarantee they're gonna stop there. But until they get that far, it's like a video game. I'm the boss level. Okay, they in the first they gotta have a whole bunch of levels to get to me, dog. And if
I'm the boss level.
hey, you want to go check and be the third level? Go ahead. Go right ahead. Go out there. If I hear you screaming, well, then that makes me have to get up. And I'm gonna be mad at both of you. But as long as they're rooting around out there, I'm straight. You think we should call somebody? Nope. Because if they come in here, you're gonna call a corner. That's about it. Ain't no cops being called here. I've got enough police officers at my house that'll ensure that I'm straight. And if I'm not there, I gave her certain instructions. Grab the big police officer out of the closet, put the butt of it against the door, and pull the trigger. Whatever's in the area is not going to be there anymore or severely hurt. And then call me. Don't call the cops to my house, okay? I don't deal with them well.
Right.
Trust me, I've had cops at my house before and almost got arrested because somebody broke into my house. Yep. And I got witnesses. I got homies I can call right now that'll explain the whole situation because we was all standing outside like, oh man, they broke in your house. Let's get them. And the cops came up like, put your hands up. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Wait a minute. My Kevin Hart voice. Wait a minute.
I'm like, hold up here. Calm down. We see, yeah, calm down. We don't know who you are. Bro, what the? I'm the one who lives here.
It's like Friday.
Hey, I'm not kidding, dude. It was a shocker because we were sitting on the hood of the car like, this is crazy. Till we figure out what's going on. You guys put your hands on. Yeah, because I would have called you and then hung in the driveway until you guys got here. Exactly. Sorry. But nope. So yeah, I'm not going downstairs. If somebody breaks into the house, that's cool. Right. Now, come anywhere in my vicinity, you're gonna get shot. That's the end of the story. But am I gonna waste my time getting out of bed? Getting out of bed, you know it's cold. You gotta find your stuff, man. Then you gotta explain to the cops why you shot all these people that was in your house.
This guy's funny.
I honestly want to get like a picture, a poster blown up of me with my gun smiling at the window. So when they break in, they'll see. And then you really understand if you really want to go further in the video game than this. Because I'm going to treat it like a video game.
Right.
I'm going to have night vision.
That's my, I don't feel it's nobody's job to go downstairs. I feel like it's our job to figure out the plan. what we're gonna do, and if she ain't got if she don't have a plan, she need to shut the fuck up and let me figure out this plan.
Look, I'm gonna tell you straight out. Anybody who's thinking about breaking into my spot, I've been training for this since I was younger. I've played paintball, dude. It's all a video game to me. And I mean, I played some pretty serious paintball when I was younger, so I can shoot pretty bad, and I will not care. If you want to play the video game with me, we're getting down, okay? I'm coming out there with scopes, night vision goggles. I'm coming.
He sound like Soldier Boy. I was like, bah, bah, bah.
I'm gonna have some legal stuff hit you quick. So, and all you gonna have is whatever you came in with. Whatever knife or handgun you got ain't gonna be a match for what I got. I'll burn the house down before you win. I'm gonna let you know right now. And then blame it on you. My insurance will pay for it. I will burn this house to the ground before you win this level.
Right.
So, yeah, no. But yeah, I totally did tell her if she wants to go down there and check, go ahead. Bye. If you need help, start screaming. Who would I look like being King Koopa going down to the first level, to go fight Mario? Bro, that's stupid.
I'm gonna send my Goombas.
Exactly, bro. You know,
my putties.
you getting through 9 or 10 levels. You know what I'm saying? I feel it's like Legend of Zelda. Remember how bored you used to get trying to get to the end of that game? That's kind of how I feel about it.
This guy.
You ever played Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
God, that game is so hard.
Exactly. You remember how easy it was fighting Glass Joe? You remember how insanely difficult it was fighting Mike Tyson? That's kind of how I feel about it. You can break into the house, get through the downstairs, get upstairs, find the different rooms, go through Soda Pop, and then, you know, find me. Well, that's it. You got Mike Tyson now, boy. What's up with it? I'm gonna let you be on.
I'm not going downstairs. I'm gonna let him come upstairs because I got an advantage. I know he's coming.
Bro, to be on the 100% honest, if that dude would have actually came into the house, I probably wouldn't have gotten out of the bed. That's what the dresser is for. It's already there. I would have just turned around and pointed to the door. You're gonna drop. Trust me. Half asleep, I'm a better shot than most people wide awake. I will level that dude right there. And if those 11 don't get, I got another one under the bed, bro.
You don't have little children in the house, do you?
Not anymore, but I did. What they gonna think? Oh my God, I had a nightmare. Yeah, go back to bed. What's that guy doing there? Oh no, that's a mannequin. Don't worry, it's stuff. Don't worry about it. It's just go back to bed. You're still dreaming. You're still dreaming. What am I stepping on? Don't worry. Dad spilled some Kool-Aid. Go back to bed.
Stupid. Dad spilled some Kool-Aid.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But there will be
You had red Kool-Aid and you didn't tell me you know me like red.
Like, look, just go to bed. I'll explain it in the morning.
You know me like red. Come on, Dad. You can't be just holding out on us like that, man.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as the morning came, hey kid, we're going to Disneyland. Come on, let's go.
Like, man, I want that red Kool-Aid. Stop playing.
Don't worry, we'll get it. Plenty red
like
Kool-Aid.
what? Like Dave Chappelle said, I want that purple stuff.
Oh yeah, G, what do you think? You gonna go downstairs, huh? Like a tennis.
Yeah, he think he gonna go downstairs. I ain't going down shit.
G and J both gonna go downstairs like some jackasses.
Hell no. I'm waiting. I got the long as he coming from wherever he coming from, I got an advantage because I know he coming. Period. That's my advantage right there. I'm not finna walk into shit. You gonna have to. I'm gonna do some MacGyver shit if I have to. Come at you with a. You be like, oh, I thought this nigga was gonna have a bat. No, nigga, this is a sword. Chop.
Hey,
this nigga done cut my head off.
Hey, and honestly, you kind of want to be sure of what you're doing too. Because I had an incident at the shop before where, one of Jay's little buddies almost lost his life goofing around in here.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
He ran in here like a burglar and almost ended up being an image on a shirt at a car wash. And the only thing that saved his life is because I wasn't pursuing him. I was waiting for him to get where I was at, and then I would have let loose on him. But please believe, when he finally figured out what was going on, all he did was say, "Is that thing real?" You would have found out if I wouldn't have known it was you. Well, maybe you wouldn't. You would have heard a loud noise, and then people would have been singing, and there'd been some white lights and shit. You would have been in different clothes. I mean, hey. That would have been sad though. Jay wouldn't have actually been on the podcast. He'd probably still be upset. G, what's going on, man?
All right.
Tell us you would have went downstairs. Come on.
Okay. This is what I'll say. I do feel like this is what I'll say. I do feel it is a man's duty to protect his family and his household. I agree that, hey, if I'm sitting downstairs and just I hear glasses break, I mean, because again, when you're in a situation where shit just pops off, you don't know what could happen. But I know being in not necessarily that kind of situation, but knowing how it was when I was with one of the homegirls and it do kind of talk sideways a little bit, and I had to and I just wound up kind of stepping up, even though it's when I think back at it, it's I didn't want to, but I just it was like a natural thing. I can't let this dude go. So, well, I'm getting there. This is the point. So being in kind of situations where I gotta defend a woman or a girl, I naturally will do it. Now, hold on. Let me finish. Now, I do agree with you guys that if I have enough time, because don't get it twisted, I do have an advantage. So if somebody comes in my house and breaks in, trust me, I know exactly where I can hit them. And if I have the time where I can
get that shot, you ain't got to aim anyway.
No, exactly.
Get that shot, ain't got to aim. Come down the hallway, nigga.
Yeah.
Come down the hallway.
So if I have the time,
that's gonna make them back up. That first clack, that's gonna make them back up. Shit.
If I have the time to think about it, then yes, I'm not going to just rush downstairs, but I know I will probably have to be the one to take care of the situation. Now, the other, go ahead.
Boo!
So stupid.
Move this man. I'm gonna be the man in the situation, but if I have time to think about it, I'm not good. Why you sound like an Old Spice commercial? Why you sound like a Dos Equis man? I mean,
oh my God, I'm done.
I don't want to go downstairs, but if I do, I'm gonna think about it.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Just saying, bro. I'll think if I gotta think about it. Gonna get a glass gonna break. You're gonna get a pen and paper out. Okay, let's see. He broke the glass, which means he probably in the kitchen, right? He probably gonna eat my food. Damn, I got leftovers in there. Well, I got spaghetti. I don't really like that. Okay, then he coming upstairs, right? I'm like, what are you thinking about?
That's why I'm trying to have. That's why I'm trying to get my security system on deck.
Oh, I got that.
So you can come downstairs while I'm looking at you.
Straight. I got my security system. It's a little card in my wallet. It says it's legal for me to shoot you. State of California, Nevada, Texas, Arizona. Much anywhere over here. But G, on the other hand, he's got some formulations and calculations to do. He got a little bit of geometry to do. And if I shoot in the right area, I'm gonna hit what are you thinking about?
I say if given the time to, I wouldn't say I'm just gonna go run downstairs like an idiot. But
that's somebody that's never had nobody breaking their house.
Huh?
That's somebody that ain't never had nobody breaking their house. Because when something happens like that, you ain't thinking about nothing but
that's why that's my point, because he's like, I'm not
open my popcorn.
That's it. Somebody getting shot. Who's open popcorn?
No, because they slicked as hell. This popcorn been next to me this whole time.
You're like, that's it. Get over here. Somebody ain't this popcorn.
No, my point being is it said you guys were like, yeah, I'm not just gonna run downstairs like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give my. I'm like, dude, like, no, when shit like that happens, there's usually never no time to think. It just happens. And when it happens, like, you gotta just be prepared to do something about it. There is no forethought. The first thing I want to fucking do, most likely, is grab the
video game and turn on the video game. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do right there. Did
Sure.
you not hear this? Jay, did you hear this dude just say, I won't think about it, and then if I got enough time to think, I'm gonna handle it?
That's not what I said. I said if I have the time to think about it, then yeah, I would do. Because you guys were saying that, I'm like, no, like when things pop off, it just pops off. Most likely, I'm gonna be running, going and grab this. Let me finish. Grab a tool.
Yep.
And
literally
do what I had to do.
Yep. Throw it at him and scream.
I like that situation you brought up where you're like, you about to get jumped, tell your girl she just leave.
Yep.
Like if you drop me in that situation right now, I ain't gonna know what to do. Ain't nobody ever broken in my house like that. It's just gonna be more like, oh shit, I gotta do it. Take it down.
Exactly.
I'm not thinking like, okay, this nigga breaking in the house, I'm that nigga. I'm gonna put holes in it. It's more like, oh damn, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure everybody get out, or at least she get out of here safe. I don't even care about me at this
time. Nope, I care 100% about me. That's why I ain't wasting no time until he comes to me. Okay, I'm not going to jail. You shoot somebody on the patio, that's jail time. Okay, he has to come. You got to come in. You can root around out there all you want, bust into the window, and then come to me, because that's the other part. It has to be a threat. Like, I can't run upstairs and shoot you. You have to be coming to me. So if I murder you in my bedroom, hey, he had made it to the final level. Okay.
I will admit this. I can 110% admit this. California really has some really fucked up laws to defend your life.
Really, once he in the house, he's fair game.
Yeah, but you gotta wait for it. And like James said, he's right. He has to be a threat. That's bullshit. This is one. Like I said, I may love California.
You saw South Central. He shot him in the back while he was running.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that will get you jail time.
Yep. California got some real fucked up laws to try to defend your life.
They got fucked up laws for everything. Let's talk about the fact that if you paying child support and find out the kid is not yours, you don't get that money back. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how messed up California really is. Okay.
Everybody answered this, so should we move on? Because everybody knows G is a superhero.
What the fuck?
Jay is too, though. This is how what? Jesus, super. He gonna run downstairs with a cape and everything. A little outfit on.
Stupid. He gonna have his little outfit on.
You gonna have a tool with him. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it's a cell phone. You gonna have a spatula, maybe a golf club or something. He's gonna defend his perimeter, huh? And if he got enough time to think, he's gonna make a waffle or something. I don't know what he's planning on doing with all the thinking, but G's gonna be real. Good job, G. Wait a minute, you putting the cape on already? Putting the cape on? Is that why you quiet?
I ain't blindly going downstairs. I ain't doing it.
But that's the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes it just happens.
No, you have a choice. I mean, come on, bro. Somebody broke into my neighbor's house, and my girl went down there to check. And she opened the door like, hey, oh my God, somebody just blah, blah, blah. And the dude ran away. And then she was like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, that's their house. Is he in mine? You need to close the door, okay? Because I'm trying to shoot nobody. I've got plenty of friends who would have chased them around. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I am black. Okay.
I would call 5-0 on him.
I called the neighbor. Like, hey, bro, you want to get up? That's about far as I'm getting. So, have you ever called the cops on the and you ended up getting in trouble? They started interrogating you. How do you know what happened? Where were you at? Oh, wait a minute. Am I a suspect? Oh, this is a book. Don't worry. Superhero G's gonna take care of it with his trusty sidekick Jay. Nigga, Jay gonna have the bandana on his eyes and stuff, like the hamburger. No, you do that? No. Yes, you will. Oh, damn well.
It'd be like somebody got to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if I think I was like, if my mother-in-law is a situation where we gotta run, and my mother-in-law with her, she just gonna have to go. It don't make no sense for us all to die.
Somebody has to avenge you, okay? Wakanda forever.
We ain't all gotta die. You live your life already.
Wow.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just saying, like, you just gotta be able to make a logical decision at a spur of a moment and determine what you need to do.
Ladies and gentlemen of the podcast, you know damn well Keys ain't lying. If he was lying, he would have said something like, I pushed my mother-in-law. I'm out. Man, if we running away, look, she the slowest one. You lived your life, okay? Unless you leave me as a track star, you ain't beat me though. I'm out.
I'm just saying, like, we all don't need to die.
Man, and if he get cornered, he gonna be like, Superhero G, come save me.
Like a scary movie. He was like, we're gonna die. He's like, bitch, it would have just been you. You would have came over here.
What you mean we? This is every person for themselves now.
For real, if you running from something and you come by me, I'm gonna push your ass back in the hallway.
See? Like I told you.
Like, if you ain't my wife, then you getting pushed right back in the hallway. You better back the fuck up.
This is no longer a team experiment, okay?
I'll be like, nah, look, check this out. This is not gonna work out.
Look,
like, you should have found your own hiding space. Now let me push you back so he can continue to be distracted while I get away. This is ridiculous.
Hey, G.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this real talk.
All right.
If it wasn't your wife and you was dating somebody and they broke, y'all was hiding, would you be contemplating the whole time that dude was getting closer how strong that relationship was? Like, you know what? We should see other people. Move. Oh shit, I'm out.
You know that story how I told you where like this dude got into it with one of the girls that I knew, and I went over there and like was like, was willing to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I remember, like I told you, I did that by reaction, but in my mind, I'm like, is this shit even fucking worth it? I really don't want to be doing this shit. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, but now you have time to think about it. You guys are hiding behind whatever. Y'all in the and you looking at her as this dude gets closer, and you like, man, is this chick really? Somebody's gonna have to go out there and deter the fire. Huh? Well, yeah.
What did he say?
Say it.
1, 2, 3, naughty.
So we all know.
My ass will be like this. My ass liable to act like I'm asleep. Hear this motherfucker coming up and have my shotgun right in the bed. As soon as that motherfucker comes to the door, boom. And he was like, "What the fuck? I thought they was asleep.
And see, and this
I
is
thought they was asleep." I'd be like, "Yeah, I ain't sleep, motherfucker. I'll get your ass out of my house if you still can walk, motherfucker." After that shit.
and I just want to say this. James said something very important. And I don't know if we'll ever have any female listeners on this podcast ever in this life. But if you ever do, learn a lesson. This is why it's so important to get married. Because if you ain't married, we question like, is she really worth?
You might be gone. You ain't wifey. I don't know. If you a side, you better be a bomb side. You better have that got 20,000. It better be like, it gotta be that undeniable. I can't live without this side bitch, you know. Like she know how to do some tricks that I ain't never seen ever.
I hear Jay got some gyms over here, bro. The little dude got some youth on his side putting the gyms out. He was like, "Look, when this dude come in here, I'm gonna have a strap, and if you not that one, I'm gonna look over at you like, what you
If I know ain't nobody supposed to be in my house, I'm shooting with no hesitation. So it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem if you didn't announce yourself before you came to my house."
Hey.
Like, I just was coming to visit. I thought it was okay. Like, well, sorry, man. I'll speak at the funeral. Like, you should have called first, bro.
Hey, I know somebody that happened to too. He didn't, but it was mighty close. That dude's brother came in his house, and he didn't know that his brother was in his house because his wife let him in. When she left, he was just walking around the house, and that dude was laying in the bed. He was like, started hearing footsteps. So I, like any other person, went in the dresser, put it under my pillow, and I would pretend like I was asleep. And this dude went out to the door. I heard this dude in the doorway of my room, and I'm like, okay, if this dude get one step closer, he gonna see Jesus. He said his brother was like, "What are you doing, stupid?" And he was like, "I know that voice." He looked up and he was like, man, he pulled his hand from under the pillow like, I was about to be singing, you know, one more step without saying something.
But to get your ass capped.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, like, look, it's gonna be sad. You're gonna hear a lot of loud noises, then you're gonna see nothing. And then you may see some relatives you ain't seen in a long time. You know what I mean?
But like, how did I get here?
You know, don't worry, baby. We'll explain everything to you.
Well, you went in the house unannounced, and I'm calling to break it to you, baby, but you dead.
Yeah, don't worry. You need to hang out here. Look, Teapot's over there. Yeah, oh my God.
So with that being said, I want to thank every
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
So
good night, everybody.
I'm sorry. That was too perfect. All right.
That being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us today on this podcast. I want to thank our guest G. I want to thank our guest K to the double EZ keys, and I want to thank Jay.
Also Norris. Don't forget about Norris.
Oh my God, that's right. We don't want to forget about Norris, the MVP. He came on earlier, represented. So yeah, I'm your host,
Miss Norris
Evans, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, definitely. And make sure on your way out, like, subscribe, and check out the Clips channel. All right.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Keith, you want to shout out your social media real quick where people can find you?
Keys_art. That's KEEZ_ART. Keys Art. Peace.
All right. With that being said, We're out of here. Have a good one.